From the News Channel 5 Network, this is MorningLine.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on MorningLine. I'm Nick Beres. This is The Plus. We have a good show for you. Get the number up there on the screen in just a moment, and you can start dialing it up. In fact, some calls already coming in. It's crazy because they know this guy, he's something of a celeb in the Social Security world. Yeah, you don't think that exists? Look. Sooner or later, all of us, even those youngsters watching right now, you're going to deal with it. If not for your folks and such, down the road, if you're lucky enough to live that long, you're going to be dealing with it. And we know there's a lot of people who are younger that are on Social Security disability, SSI, all of that. And it's important, you know, it's a chance to get an idea. You know, will there even be Social Security there for you if you're 30 now when you retire? Our guest will say yes, but we'll see. Josh Horn's with us from the Social Security Administration here in town. Good morning, Josh.
Good morning.
Nice to have you on. Social Security, one way or another, affects us all. Even if you're not drawing on it, they're drawing on your paycheck, aren't they?
Right, and we always like to say, we see you when you're born, and we'll give you a number, and then we see you, at the end whenever we're having to deal with survivor benefits. So we see you all throughout life.
That's exactly right. And that number defines who you are in so many ways. And in the old days, that number used to be bandied about much more freely. The only reason I can remember my Social Security number, and I have it memorized, I didn't have to take time to really spend time memorizing it, is because back when I went to college, they actually used that as my student ID. And so every time you had to register for classes, you had to fill it out, and after enough times doing that, it was ingrained in my brain. Of course, now we know with identity theft, they don't recommend you use your Social Security number for any type of ID.
That's right.
You know, but I mean, it's plugged in there, and you don't want to care. The other day I saw someone, they were paying at the cashier, and their wallet fell open, their card fell out. Yep. And I'm like, don't carry your card in your wallet, you know? I mean, it's a link that someone hoping to steal your identity can use, right?
That's right, yep.
I mean, fraud is a big deal on that. But anyway, we've got the lines open, 737-7587. But first, I always want to hit you up. I haven't seen you in a few weeks. Anything you want to hit on?
Yeah, I mean, we got some exciting news coming out. We have...
Social Security, exciting. Are you kind of going over that?
Well, I think it's exciting,
right,
but for a long time, we've been working on the Internet SSI disability application. We've had the Social Security disability application online for many, many years now, but the SSI program is a little bit more complicated, a little bit more difficult to put in an online format, and they've been really working hard on that. And so they're kind of rolling it out in steps, but the first step has been rolled out, where basically if you've never filed before, it's a brand new application and you're an adult, that's something that you can go on and apply online for, rather than having to come into the office or over the phone or wait in line and things like that. So more is coming, but at least that first step is out there. So if you're somebody who's an adult who's never filed before and you want to go on and do your SSI application online, that's now available.
Another convenience. I think that's great. Everything online. If you would, and I've got a handle on it now. It took me a while to get it, but for our viewers, please just real quickly, give them the explanation of the difference between SSI, which is Social Security insurance, and Social Security disability.
Yeah, so, well, Social Security disability is what you work and you pay into. It's based on the taxes, the FICA taxes that you pay out of your paycheck, and it goes into a trust fund. And then if you have worked enough and paid in enough, then you qualify. And so for Social Security disability, you have to be what they call fully insured and currently insured, which basically means you have to have worked 5 out of the last 10 years before becoming disabled. And so sometimes we have folks come in who may not have worked very much, or not worked at all, or haven't worked in the last 5 or 10 years, and they don't qualify for Social Security disability because they don't have enough work paid in, because that's kind of how that program runs. The SSI program is a needs-based program. It's not out of the trust fund, it's actually out of the general taxes, and it's based on your income and your resources like bank accounts or any other income in the household. And so if you're disabled and you're fined disabled by the disability office, and you meet those non-medical criteria, such as not having over the limits of the income, or not having over the limits for bank accounts and extra cars and extra houses and things like that, then you can draw the SSI disability
And that's
program.
really for the poorest of the poor.
That's right.
And it sometimes is I guess, good example of someone who really is benefiting from that is maybe someone who's been disabled all their life. From birth on. They've never been able to work. They are dealing with this disability, and they need something to help them live. Now, typically, would you get more money from Social Security disability than you would SSI?
Yeah, generally you would, and that's, for example, the SSI disability, the benchmark amount is the $735 per month. So you can, I mean, that's not much to live on, but it's something, and it's also directly affected by any other income in the household. Now, we see some folks who have worked just a little bit, so they did qualify for Social Security disability, but they may only be getting $300 or $400 from that program, so they're able to pick up a little bit more from the SSI program.
To get up to that, I was wondering if that works, because some people had worked, but maybe they didn't earn that much. They put some in, but if it just but if you're someone who has made a decent salary for much of your, well, for instance, me. Okay, I'm not rich by any means, but I've worked pretty steadily over the last 30 years. If, God forbid, I somehow have something that disables me where I can no longer work here, I'll be able to draw on Social Security disability, which would probably be more than I'd get from SSI.
Right, the average is usually about $1,100, $1,200,
so
something like that.
Not quite double of what you would get from SSI. Right. So,
and that's average. Again, it's all based on how much you've paid into the system.
Okay, all right. It's just worth noting. It can be a little bit confusing, but we have callers that ask questions about both of those things. Anything else? Any other deadlines? Any other changes? Any other things maybe that's coming out of D.C., not politically speaking, that we just need to know about, or is it pretty much still status quo as it is?
There's not a whole lot of news. I mean, probably the only other thing that I would really mention is that taxes are due right around the corner, and so a lot of folks are doing the last-minute thing with trying to get their taxes done, and a lot of folks are coming in to see us for a replacement 1099 or 1099 so that they can do their taxes. There are also a lot of folks coming in to do corrections on their record or their child's record, things like that. And I just want to let you know that if you need a 1099, you can come in and you can wait in line, or you can give us a call and wait on the phone, and we'll get to you and we'll send that out to you, no problem. But it's real easy to go online, create that My Social Security account. Just takes a couple minutes, and then you can print it right from the convenience of your home or the library, your family member, anywhere that you have internet access, you can print that from, and maybe a little bit more convenient.
And again, Social Security benefits, are they taxable?
They can be taxable depending on how much your combined income is, whether you're filing single or married, but that is depending on how much of your combined adjusted gross income is, could be taxed.
I'm talking about just when you're getting your full Social Security retirement at a certain age, and it depends on what your income is. As far as SSI, it would not be taxable really, because you're basically at the poverty
you're
line.
Underneath the, exactly.
And then disability, same thing.
Yeah, but if you're filing jointly, and you've got a combined income of more than $32,000, then that's when your benefits are going to be taxable. And then if you're single and your combined income is more than $25,000, that's when some of your benefits are going to be taxable. So
gotcha. All right, we'll take a break on that note. When we come back, we've got Lee, Tina, Brian, and others. We've got a few lines open still if you want to jump in, but we'll take phone calls from you, your questions, and he's here to help. You don't have to call a number and maybe be put on hold. Maybe here. Well, you'll be put on hold briefly here, but we'll get to you. The number 737-7587. Back with more with Josh right after this.